Alright, so this time around it's going to be the honorable mentions. We'll go and switch over to this list now. I know there's a lot of good cards, like I said, a lot of good cards, but these are more very much more specific to either leaders or archetypes, etc., etc. And I think they're good to take a look at and consider going into building new set 5 decks. So the first one here is, well, other than Janemba, we'll get back to that real quick. This one is a when you play this card, the card is a center run card. Wow. And you you get to choose 3 battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or more in your drop area, and then shuffle into your deck and draw 1 card. Just like all the other cards, this is still a 5k combo. You can draw a card, and it one cost. Like,
nasty value.
It's really good value. I really wish this was a card for every leader, because for like Cell Chain, and as well as Wuhan, and as well as a couple other archetypes like that require combo cards, this is actually super useful. But
you don't get your stuff back. Stop.
Chill. The reason why I added her is because of Janemba. Janemba is the first male leader, and I'm telling you, everybody, I don't know why everybody don't believe me. I've been testing this bad boy for the last 2 weeks, and he's going to be very prominent going into set 5, and with milling parts and using Dragon Balls to draw and getting things in a drop, and if you don't get the things that you need to get, Bulma's going to be really prevalent in Shenron decks, because you get to put those things that you need in your hand back into your deck and hopefully draw into them. So
very well designed card, because Janemba just craps crap all over decks that need combo pieces. For example, one that comes to mind is like Quick Flash or Triple Flash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you need your Gokus. What if Janemba mills all your Gokus out? All of a sudden, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. Thankfully, it did get errated, and you can't use the black Shenron, so that's
well, in this scenario, you're not going to get your stuff back. Yeah. But if you were under Shenron, then
yeah, exactly. Well, that's it for that one. Dark Power Mass Sand. So this one is interesting because this is the last Take Life, as I understand it, 1 drop for every color. So every color has one now, and now black is going to be for this one, or this one's going to be for black.
Except for red, they have 2.
Oh yeah, they have 2. Which, like, why you didn't need that? And then, the other part of this is when your opponent plays a battle card with 15k or less using a non-keeper skill, your opponent chooses 2 cards from the hand and places in the drop area. So this is a really good card. And there's a number of reasons for that. I made a whole different video for this. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. It's for my shenanigans in the video for that. And one of the reasons for this is because this is like another direct counter, other than Janemba, to Wish leaders. And if you didn't notice, the Desire cards are not keyword skills. So as an activate main, as soon as they put it out and summon something with the Desire card, they have to drop 2 if this bad boy is on the field. And if they have multiple ones, like 4 of these on the field some way or somehow, you're looking at 8 cards in your hand and dropping into the drop area just for 1 wish. So that's interesting.
Now this guy applies to hard casting too, right? Because you're not using a keyword.
No, only because it's a skill. So if it's
a skill, okay.
Yeah, stuff like Chain Attack, stuff like Planet Namek, in which you
the fusion would count too.
No, because that is a keyword.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would be able to get past that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So so anything with the skill, that's pretty much it. So I'm glad.
So if you use a card to play another card,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Could be an extra, could be whatever, basically. I only put this in honorable mentions only because, yes, it is a direct counter to wishes, but I think this is going to be more of a sideboard than main board card for most decks. So yeah, kind of really went
played in some decks.
Yeah, some decks, especially things that are like multicolored or just prominently black. It's like, why did I think about the MDA?
Oh, wow.
Reverse kind of really went through that one with all of the answer cards. Soul Punisher, what do you think about this card, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's just make Gogeta double strike crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. So if we take a look at the Gogeta real quick, the reason why this is such a good card and something that you have to think about is that this Gogeta, I think this is the movie promo one. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I think
that is.
I think it is. So he has Sparking 5, and if you have 5 or more energy, it gains double strike and 5,000 power. So he's attacking with 20,000 double strike critical plus the 15,000 here, and that's busted. There you go. That's it. One thing that's or one card that I don't really see too much talk about is the Key Barrage Trunks. When you play the card, you may choose one card from your life, add it to your hand, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and turn it into your hand. So that's kind of silly, right? I think that's that's a pretty good card.
Very good card.
Sort of like
especially because he's one of those cards that bypasses needing to attack. You just pull the life.
Exactly.
I really like those cards.
Yeah, just value, and then it's like the Minosha but better. So
yeah,
some more power creep.
They're the same card. Yeah,
literally. Quick thinking Gotenks. I know you like this card. How do you?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Friggin' auto when he attacks, draw a card. Also, not to mention if you play him with Union for 2 energy, which is insane value, by the way. You get to draw 2 cards, which the draw 2 is kind of misleading because you're pitching the Goten and Trunks anyway.
Yeah,
but it's still nice to pick up 3 cards. You know, in the same turn. So really like this card. Also really a big fan of him because he's blue, and if you like blue, you know that blue doesn't have a lot to play between like turns 2 and 4. They really want to get to the higher area, so a lot of times they'll opt to play the West Supreme Kai or Objections to try to get to like 5 or 6 energy to start playing their bigger threats. So it's nice to kind of drop another card in there for 2 or 3 energy. And it also generates more advantage because that's another thing that blue isn't the best at. So I'm a big fan of that card. Also, he's another Gotenks card, and some of the Gotenks is evolved, so that's another thing. So yeah,
I agree. I think that's dope.
Speaking of Gotenks,
Speaking of Gotenks, yeah. Oh yeah, I was like, wait, what am I looking at? Yeah, this one's a double striker, 4-drop, 20,000 with barrier. I don't know why they added barrier. Like, did we really need barrier?
Yeah, he's gonna fit right in those blue-green decks. Now they just punish you horrendously.
Yay! And then
hey, we're going back to Kami again because now you can't do anything to blue-green.
Yay! So when you play this card, also just the fact that double strike barrier. Come on, when you play this card, you have to place 5 of your cards in your deck into the drop area in order to activate it with burst, and choose up to 100. Yes, that is not a typo. It is actually on the card. Of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less and return it to their owner's hands. So it doesn't ignore barrier, which is good. That'd be incredibly busted.
Yeah, but he gets every other card off the board for 4 energy.
Right.
And he's barrier, so you can't get him off.
I think with like Kami, with Dark Power Black Masan, obviously Gotenks, and a couple other ones. They really just do not like veggies. Like,
yeah, they are crapping all over veggies.
They're like, you better not be playing veggies this format.
Yeah, the game is it's turning into more board destruction heavy. Like and that's where barrier threats are going to be the big difference. So speaking of this card too, like cards that have barrier and or deflect are just going to be very powerful.
Why does this man have 5 red words? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. So this guy is a 7-drop Gogeta Hero Revived, and oh, by the way, I mentioned in the live stream, but the reference to the 100, why it's not a typo, is because of the Gogeta movie, in which he uses 100 ghost attacks. So there you go. Look it up. Google it. So yeah, triple strike Union Fusion for 5 for Goku and Vegeta. This one does still require the same amount of power. It doesn't say it on there, but Union Fusion still requires that. Barrier, deflect, stupid, and then sparking 10, which at this point in time and in your life, you will have 10 in your drop. You play this card and you have 5 or more energy, which is good as far as that goes. Choose 1 card from your life and place it in the drop area, and then your opponent shuffles all of the cards in their hand into the deck and then draw 3 cards.
Nasty. Hercule just gets hard countered here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any deck that wants to draw a lot gets shut down because he just resets your stuff. And that pretty much means you're going to take that triple strike.
Yeah. The only thing I can say is this is good that it doesn't affect your field. Because it affects your field in that. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. You get around it by having a nice board or, things like that can help protect you, blockers, whatever. But other than that, you're taking that triple strike.
Exactly.
Unless you rip off that, like, 3 super combos or like a negate or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go into a different video, obviously not here, but I'm going to talk about a few things to look forward to in set 5, and one of those things is variance. Variance is going to be a huge thing, and not only it's still pretty huge, but it's going to be a huge thing when going against cards like this, like different wish leaders, like everything else. I'm gonna talk about that, and this is just stupid. Let's just move on. Infernal Emperor. Frieza, so play this card, choose up to 1 card in your life and add to your hand. It's a 1k or 10k 1 drop, just like the Bardock for green. So
great card.
That's it.
He's the progenitor, but green.
Yeah.
Great card.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get swap.
Not as good because no swap, but still a great card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's a Frieza army, so you can play Lemon Lime, like the yellow and green Golden Frieza, and attack with it for 10k after taking a life, and then just pop that bad boy into the drop, and then draw and untap. Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty tight. Android 24
Champa.
Champa, yes. But the huge difference for this is that obviously it needs a green Android card, so that can be your leader or your battle cards, but it is for the duration of the turn. So stuff like the Super 17 that has dual attack has it for the turn, and it gains pretty much 10k, 5,000 from the combo power, and then 5,000 from the effect.
So it keeps 5k and double strike for the turn.
Yes.
Loses the combo, but the rest is fine.
Exactly. So that's still pretty busted because
very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, with the Super 17 super rare, you attack, they drop 2 cards for critical and going for 30 and then 25 the second time. So pretty good. I don't know. You never really played androids, right?
Nope.
All right.
Not really.
And we're moving on then. Frieza biding his time. His auto is that when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier with 2 or less, and switches to active or rest mode. This is interesting because we have literally 4 or 5 other cards that do the same exact thing. We have Ranfan, we have Bulma, we have, I think, the Bacterian from the World Tournament, and a few others. So I just thought this was pretty cool because ignores barrier, and you can.
There's also a few specific Frieza stuff, and then also the negate, and like there's a 5-drop Frieza, the negate. Now there's a lot of stuff that's forcing your opponent's stuff, ignoring barrier now. Yeah, and if we take a look at real quick as far as all of the choices that you could do, obviously your favorite card, the West Supreme Kai. She's good.
She can be arrested, so that's good. The Ready Stance Goku, which is good in. Like if you find another 5,000 power Vegeta, which I don't know if we have one, it's good for Uden Fusion. If you just want to keep him on the board for Vegeta, that's cool too. Like the starter deck one is 5k. That's true. Yeah, that's true. And Gale Strike Vegeta. I mean, if you really want that for something else, I don't know. And then Yamcha, Gohan, which I'm gonna go into in a second, but a lot of good targets. And what else? Krillin. Krillin it. When you come with this card from the battle area, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards. Wow. Battle cards or leader cards with 10,000 in power or less, and switch to active mode. Unawoken leaders, they get switched to rest mode. They can't attack. So if your opponent tries to be cute with... This is where this is a good card. If they try to be cute and swing with the battle card first, and you Nimbus them, things like that, you could just, on the next swing, force the other card into rest so they don't get that 3rd attack. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. You can do like little crazy, little cheeky stuff like that, but also even if you don't Nimbus, you're still taking an attack away from them, assuming they're unawoken. Yeah. Or if they're Hercule and he's awoken. Right. Yeah, I think I was about to say Hercule. I was just like with the Frost is a pretty cheeky way to get around that. Yeah. And this is even more board control and board present type stuff, where anything that is on your board, is going to be affected. So I like it. I really do like it. This one in correlation with the green Krillin as well, in which is like the Jacko but has barrier and takes away a card. Very interesting cards. Last one, but they're producing like a Krillin a set, like 1, which is cool because like set 1. Yeah. I don't know if we had that many Krillin cards. I don't think there was any. Yeah, I don't know if there was any. And then there's like a public outcry Must have been in like Japan, which they were just like
drop the Krillins.
I'm just like, why wouldn't we have Krillins? We're gonna boycott this game. This is funny. Fired up Super Saiyan Son Gohan. This guy has barrier and his auto. At the end of your turn, choose up to 2 of your yellow battle cards with 2 costs or more, other than this one, and then switch it to active mode. So
nice. Any yellow card you swing with gets put back into active mode at the end of the turn.
Yes, and we have a lot of different stuff. So you don't have to use Galactic Frieza, and even if you do, and you want to set up a board state with like 4 cards, you can still do
legit.
it. So
any yellow, okay, goes back to active. This is such a wide range of cards.
I love it. Which is even more reason why, again, as far as a sideboard for, I just completely forgot. Frieza biding his time, or Krillin, or whatever that affects non-barrier cards or barrier cards. It's very important, but like Frieza, like the other Frieza, in which is going to be played in the Shenron decks, of course. The Jiren, if you want to do that way. I mean, there's a lot of different targets in which are yellow and more than 2. So pretty cool. If you want to get cheeky, Ginyu Force, that's always an option. But a lot of.
But the only Achilles heel for that is that it's at the end of the turn, right?
Yeah.
That just means they don't get swung at, so you don't get the extra value on your turn. But it's still really good, really, really good. That's why that leader is good. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to protect your Gotens, or if you want to protect like other stuff that's swarming the board pretty quickly, still pretty good.
Yeah,
I like it. So that's it. I think we went over quite a lot of cards, a lot of information, a lot of stuff. If we missed anything, definitely let us know in the comment. Like, dislike, check out Dfree. Like, how have you not already? Which is just crazy. If you are, I'm talking to you. It's just wild, man. Closing thoughts, Mr. Dfree.
Not much. Thank you for having me. It's definitely a pleasure. I am very excited for set 5. Like, I think that the game's going to be in a very healthy state with all these new archetypes and cards and all that stuff, and with the inevitable removal of one of our problem leaders and things like that. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I will close up shop here. And again, like, dislike, comment, subscribe if you're new to both of us. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.